we're going to interrupt that for a second. Breaking news right now. Let's go to Governor Gavin Newsom.
Last few hours, it was confirmed in Placer County that individual passed away. Number of cases in the state of California is 53, and I want to just reinforce that. It's 53. I've read a lot, seen a lot, been a lot of media reports about the number of people that have tested positive in the state of California. That number as of today is 53. I'll remind you that includes 24 individuals that were repatriated in the state of California, 29 individuals that have subsequently been tested positive. As you know, we moved into the phase of repatriation going back early part of January, more formally at the end of January is the first phase of our engagement as it relates to the novel coronavirus. The second phase of that was monitoring people that had come through both San Francisco International Airport as well as LAX. That number at the time, you may recall, was 8,400. Now we estimate that number to be closer to 9,400 people that we are monitoring in over 49, in fact, directly 49 counties in the state of California. So first phase of our engagement on the coronavirus, repatriation. Second phase, the monitoring of people that came in on commercial flights through those two international airports, and those are currently being monitored, again, by 49 jurisdictions in the state of California. That number now totals 9,400. The third phase was last week or so, first community spread case in the state of California, here in Northern California. And as you know, community spread is no longer just in the northern part of the state. We've had a number of incidences throughout the state of California, no longer north, now in Southern California. We have accordingly, with this new ICU patient that passed away, entered into this next phase that has required me, under the circumstances, to advance a proclamation of a state of emergency in the state of California. This is not something that I say hyperbolically and shouldn't be reported as such. It would be incredibly misleading. The proclamation is to serve to help advance our resources, to loosen up our regulatory environment, to provide some clarity in terms of jurisdiction and oversight capacity as it relates to the access and utilization of state properties, be it fairgrounds or other state properties, and allow us to preempt local land use if indeed we feel that is appropriate. It allows us.
You are listening to Governor Gavin Newsom responding to the growing threat of coronavirus here in California. He has told us there are now 53 cases here in the state. Most of these were Americans who came back into the country after traveling overseas.
So monitoring right now 9,400 cases in 49 counties. He wants to assure the people that everything is being done to contain the spread of coronavirus.